Okay, I apologize, you guys. Hopefully you can come back in the room. I thought I could just reject the phone call and come back on. Hey, I thought I could reject the phone call and come back on, but apparently it went off scope altogether. I kept getting a phone call, and I knew I would keep getting that phone call until I told the person that I am busy right now. So I wanted to get off and be able to do that. So thank you so much for coming back in the room. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I am the co-founder of Detour Movement. I am Treal Ravenel. Hey, Jennifer. And like I said, we teach women how to renew their mind, give them strategies and tips on how to do that, because any aspect of your life that you need to change, you have to change. Hey, Marissa, you have to change the way you think. And you can look at your life right now in different areas of your life to see why certain things have not changed, be it in your marriage, be it with your children, be it with your finances or whatever, and start thinking about how you think about that thing. You know, how you were raised, your belief system, or the belief system that you had prior to now that has you in that place. The belief system as it relates to your finances. You know, nobody is going to be wealthy, or you know, you have to work hard. You have to work hard and long in order to have a successful life, or you have to retire when you're 65. There's no such thing as retiring at 35 or at 40 years old. You know, so just different things that we've been taught growing up, and you always have debt. That's just a way of life, and you know, just different little things that you may have been taught or have been caught by your parents or by other people in your circle. And you know, even seeing your parents struggle financially, or other people around you in your community and your culture struggle and never get ahead, and just seems like they always live paycheck to paycheck. And you know, when funerals happen, you know, people have to borrow money to pay Peter, and borrow money from Paul. What is it? Borrow money from Peter to pay Paul, and just different things that you've seen growing up, and that has been embedded in your belief system. And even in your marriage, you know, you saw your parents or other people around you always arguing, always bickering. Infidelity occurred in the marriage, and you just thought that's what happened. I know that for me, even in my first marriage, I thought that, you know, the abuse that I was going through in my first marriage, that was a part of relationships. I honestly thought that. Not that any abuse was going on in my household, but I saw other people's parents and just stuff on TV, and you saw people bicker and fight and complain, and you know, you saw them do certain things, so you believe certain things, and when they happen to you, you believe that that's your truth. You believe that that's your belief system, and you get into this relationship, and then you one day find out that this is not how things are supposed to be. You know, I am not supposed to be broke. I am not supposed to live paycheck to paycheck. I am not supposed to suffer in this relationship. So, you know, we believe if you renew your mind from thinking of how you thought, how you once thought, and gravitate to the mind of Christ and learn how to think as Christ did, because the word of God tells us that let this mind be in you that is also in Christ Jesus. And when you allow that mind to be in you, which is also in Christ Jesus, then you can emulate his ways, right? And that's exactly what we want to do. So I'm going to get down into the meat. And if you wonder why she's talking about marriage, is because I typically minister to our married women community. This is something I'm extremely passionate about. This is something that God gave me. I did not choose to be in this platform, to be on this platform, to be in this space, but God chose me for this. And I could not understand for the life of me why he thought I was so fitting to be able to talk to women about marriage when I have no idea what I'm doing half of the time. But he's allowed me some experiences. As I told you, I was married before. I got married at 19 or 20 years old. Huge, one of the biggest mistakes of my life, but you know what? I learned from that. I grew from that, and now married 4 years. So I'm still a newlywed. I'm still newly married, because honestly, that first marriage, it wasn't a marriage at all. It was like an arrangement. I don't know what it was. I can't even describe to you what it was. So I really didn't play the role as wife. I just played the role, if you get what I'm saying. So even in this marriage now, being you know, older and much wiser, and being better, and just learning, continuously learning my husband, because I've known him for 11 years, but learning him as a husband, you know what I'm saying? Not so much as a friend or a colleague, but learning him in a different light, him learning me, and things of that nature. It's a lot. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of growth. And, you know, if you are a certain kind of woman, such as myself, very strong-minded, very confident, very knowledgeable as to who she is and where she's going, knowledgeable in the things of life and things of that nature. You know, it's sometimes kind of hard to coexist with other people, if I can just be honest with you. And then if you have a husband that's the same way, very strong and very driven, and a world leader, a world changer, and things of that nature, sometimes you do just have those clashes, because you both are reaching for a goal in life per se, right? Because you don't never stop reaching for your goals. You never never stop living your dream and things of that nature, but you've seen relationships where one or the other stop living. You know what I'm saying? Their life is totally all about their partner, and that's not how we should be. We should learn how to live and exist together and to grow together. I've seen marriages break up because one or the other person refuses to grow. One or the other person refuses to support one another. So, you know, in a marriage, it is more than you getting your ring and having a big day and everybody comes to celebrate you. It's so much more than that. And when we learn that the marriage doesn't actually begin until after the ceremony, when everything is all done and you have to go home and live with this person every single day, you know, we'll be better off as a people. And when our marriages get back right, when our marriages are operating as Christ's marriage is to the church, you know, there is nothing that we will not be able to do. We can't at this juncture, you know, we can't affect family, we can't affect communities, churches, or anyone if our household is messed up. So if your household is messed up, you cannot be an impact to your community. You cannot be an impact to the world. You know what I'm saying? Like your household, your marriage, that's your first ministry, you know? So if you're not taking care of your first ministry, if you're not serving your first ministry, then nothing else you do is going to work. So we're going to talk about 20 attraction killers that may be a turn off in your marriage. So I said, you know, if you're on my Facebook, I was saying, you know, if it seems like there's some distance between you and your husband, if things have become awkward or weird or whatever the case may be, and the attraction seem like it's not there anymore, I want to give you 20 attraction killers that may be affecting the marriage. Now, none of these may affect you. I know I can see myself in some, but none of these may affect you. You may be perfect and you may be saying it's all his fault. You know, if that's you, this may not be the scope for you, but this is more so for the woman, for you to look into your own life and to see how you are contributing, because you can only control you. In the marriage relationship, you can only control you. You can't control your husband, what he does, what he says, and things. Something's in my eye, guys, or anything of that nature. You can only control you, your attitude, your mood, your mindset, and things of that nature. So this is directed to the woman. This is not directed more so for the men. So you're gonna feel, you know, you might get you might feel like I'm stepping all over your toes and breaking fingers, and you know I want to, because there's an opportunity for growth. You know what I'm saying? And as long as there's an opportunity for growth and you're taking advantage of that, then you're learning. So number one, you guys got your paper and your pencil or pen? And for those first timers that are on the scope, you know, if you come on my scope, I do ask that you bring something to write with. Because I'm not here to entertain you. And what I found is that a lot of people are on scopes all day long, listening to a lot of information, and they're just getting fat off of the information. But it does not benefit you just to get fat off of information. So whatever you're learning, if you feel that is valuable to your life, to your marriage, or whatever the case may be, it behooves you to take notes and to evaluate yourself. Even through the Speak Life Challenge we've been doing for the last 20 something days, you know, it behooves you to look at your life to see what areas you're missing, what things you're lacking, so that you in turn can start doing better. Okay, so number one, you're too needy. One of the attraction killers that may be affecting your marriage is that you are too needy. And one thing that turns off a man is your neediness. You always need him to be around. You always need him to tell you how beautiful you are. You always need him to reaffirm you, to reassure you, to you know, put you on this pedestal, whatever the case may be. And honestly, if you are in that space where you're always needing somebody to affirm who you are, then I hate to tell you, but there are some deeper things that are going on within that you need to uncover. There's a deeply rooted issue that may have stemmed from wherever, and you need to uncover that thing and to deal with that thing, because your husband will never ever be in a place where he can always totally affirm who you are. And we talked about that. Hey, Crystal, we talked about that on another scope, about you affirming who you are, about you creating your own level of happiness, because it is not his responsibility per se, and he is not even capable, I can tell you that right now, mentally, emotionally, or physically capable to affirm who you are and to meet all of your needs. You know, the word of God says that God will meet all of our needs according to his riches and glory. It does not say that Henry is going to meet all of my needs according to his riches and glory. It does not say your husband is going to meet all of your needs according to his riches and glory. It says that God. So if you find yourself being super needy, always texting him, always calling him, he's not around you, you're just blowing up his phone, and where are you at, what are you doing, and you know, when you coming home, or whatever the case may be, or when he's around you, you're just so needy, so touchy touchy-feely, just always need him to reassure that he loves you and reaffirm, like overly. I'm not talking about he shouldn't do it because he should, but like overly, like it's on overkill at this point. Then there's some trust issues or things that you, or low self-esteem or lack of confidence that you need to deal with. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, you often compare him to your ex or your baby daddy, or even your father for that matter. And I know women do that all the time. You know, my thing is, if you continue to compare him to your ex or your baby daddy, why are you not with your ex or your baby daddy? You know what I'm saying? That's a slap in the face to your husband for you to constantly say what John did, or what Mike did, or what Mike wouldn't have done, or what John wouldn't have done, or my daddy would have done this. No, honey. Don't do that. That's a slap in the face, and that makes him feel this small when you compare him to somebody else. Even your brother. Compare him to any male in your life, your pastor. You know what I'm saying? That is a big no. And sometimes, you know, we women, we are a trip now. We can be petty when we want to. Well, I know I can be petty. I'm just going to be honest. I can be petty when I want to. So, you know, sometimes we intentionally do things because we know what's going to hurt our husbands, or, you know, we know what triggers to use to get under their skin per se when we don't like how things are going. So be careful when you do stuff like that. And that says a lot about your lack of maturity, your lack of ability to grow up. You know, if he's not doing something, or if you feel like he should be doing something different, communicate that information to him. If you feel like you can't communicate with him, I strongly advise you guys to get some type of counseling, or you to go to God in prayer and ask God how you can be a better communicator, how, you know, he can receive you as a communicator. Ask God to open up his heart and him being willing to communicate. There's some different things that you can do so that you can open up that line of communication, so you can let him know how certain things are making you feel and not compare him to somebody else. Number three, you challenge him. You challenge his position and his authority. Every time he tries to make a decision, you're challenging him. You're telling him why it's wrong. You're telling him why he should do it differently. You're telling him why it won't work. Oh my God, if that is not a turnoff, I don't know what is, because you may have this girl at his job or that's around him that's constantly affirming who he is. And if you don't know anything about men, one of their love languages for the most part is affirmation. Men like to be affirmed. They like to be encouraged. And when I say that, I don't mean that, oh, you're so handsome. Like, you're doing a great job, honey. You know, I'm so proud of you. You're so successful. So they like that affirmation piece. A lot of men like that as far as the love language is concerned. So if you're constantly telling him who he can't be and what he can't do, and constantly challenging his authority and his position in leadership as the head of your home, that's a turn off. And that may be why the distance is there. That may be why he shuts down. That may be why he's not as enthused as he was when you first got married, or before you got married, because stuff got real, you know, after the marriage. Okay. Number four, I don't have these things numbered, guys. So if I miss a number, let me know. That's number 5, right? Number 4, you always try to change or control him. You're always trying to change or control him. You're always trying to tell him how he should look, how he should dress, how he should talk, how he should do things about his own physical appearance, you know, how he should lose weight and what he should eat. He shouldn't eat this because it's unhealthy. I did that. I'm not even gonna lie. I did that. And sometimes I still, because my husband he's a countryman. So, you know, countrymen, they love a lot of starches and a lot of fried foods and all of that stuff. So sometimes I still am like, honey, you probably shouldn't eat that. But I don't do that as much as I used to, because I was really bad. Like, I'm not cooking this, and I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing that. And God was like, you can't change him. Like, he is a grown man. If that's what he want to eat, then you cook that for him. So I've learned to do it a little bit differently, so it isn't so much a turn off to him, and I'm not trying to be his mother and trying to tell him what to do, because I cannot control him. Even if you have a husband that likes to go out and hang out with his boys or whatever the case may be, you can't control. You know, if you knew who he was before you got married to him, yes, feed the man. If you knew who he was before you got married to him, stop trying to change him. You accepted him as he was. So in the marriage, you accept him as he is. That doesn't mean that he can't change and he can't grow. You know what I'm saying? But you guys can grow together. But stop trying to change him. If you met him and he was going out with his boys and he was doing whatever he was doing beforehand, chances are he's going to continue doing those things. You know, you can't change his behavior overnight. That's something that he has to see that is wrong or maybe affecting you. You can definitely share with him how it makes you feel, but you can't change it. Okay. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5, you tear him down rather than build him up. tear him down. Your words are always negative toward him. It doesn't matter how hard he tries to do better. You know, he may be between jobs right now. He may be in a position where he's starting his business and you may be making more money than him. That's kind of common nowadays. So, you know, it's okay. It's okay that he's not making the six figures right now. But if you know that he is a man that's going to do great things, hence, I hope, why you married him, you saw I don't like to say potential, but you saw that he had a future. You saw that he had purpose. You saw that he had gifts and talents, and one day it would take him to a higher height and a higher level. It is then your job to help nurture him in that area and be the help meet in that area so that he can bring that vision to pass. If you know he's a man of vision and purpose, but he may not just be there right now, don't down the man. Don't down the man because you're used to living a certain lifestyle. You know, us single women, when we were single and we had it going on, I know me, had it going on, didn't have to ask anybody for anything. It was just me and my son. I was good. You know, I didn't need anybody for anything. You know, you have to be careful with that, because when you bring that attitude into the marriage and you're constantly trying to tear him down because he ain't like whoever and he's not doing what he need to do and he seems like he's not working hard because he's working on his purpose or his business or his vision, which is not bringing any money in the household, and you're just constantly taking him down and being negative toward him, you know, that will destroy your marriage. Build him up. Build him up. I don't care if he made $10 last month. Build him up, honey. It's okay. You know, let me tell you something. Men already have it so bad. Our black men in particular always have it. They already have it so bad in life, in society. They face so many things every single day just being a black man. And just imagine if he's a black man and he's not that educated, or he may not have that college degree, or he may not be that literate, or whatever the case may be, because of life or because of circumstances, because of how he was raised. There is so he has so much other odds against him, so many other odds against him. So he does not need you in turn being the person that's tearing him down and that's telling him that what he isn't, when he already is dealing with all of that on the outside, when he goes outside every single day, when he's trying to face life and he's trying to make decisions to make sure that you guys are okay, to make sure that he can build a future for you. You know, he's not even confident. Men have low self-esteem. Thank you so much. Men have low self-esteem. They have low confidence. So don't think for a minute because he's strong and he's thick and he's whatever that he does not deal with these things. They deal with these things too. And that's why it's wise we have to affirm them. Okay. Number 6, you put your children, your parents, your siblings, your friends, everybody before the man. Everybody is before the man because you feel like you are a 21st century woman and you're not fixing his food, and you know your parents need you. My mom needed me. My mom called me. You know, maybe you and your husband had some plans or something to do, and the issue happened at the home front with your parents or your siblings, or a friend called you and you felt the need to leave your husband and go tend to that person's need. That is a no-no. Your marriage is your first ministry. Your parents, as much as you love them, your children, as much as you love them, does not come before your husband. Nobody but God comes before your husband. And I see it all too often. All too often. Women choose their parents, they choose their children, they choose everybody over their husband, and then they wonder why so many issues and problems are going on in the home front. Let him know he is number one. Let him know. Even when it comes to your church stuff, let him know he is number one. And God had to check me on that, because I would be quick to go to church, quick to pray, quick to do all of these things. And he was like, no, you need to spend time with your husband. Like, I love the fact, daughter, that you want to pray, you want to be in my presence all the time, but you have a man, you have a husband, you have to serve him as well. So there has to be a happy median. Okay. So number 7, you refuse to submit, you refuse to submit to your husband, but you listen to your male pastor and your boss with no problem. And then got the nerve to tell your husband what your pastor say. Like, that's a no-no. We talked about submission. Excuse me, guys. We talked about submission on the last scope, right? Last Saturday. You can't do that. You can't do that. You know, the Bible says that you're submit to your husband only. You're submit to God and then submit to your husband. You can't go and submit to pastor and you ain't submit to your husband. And a real pastor or a good pastor should tell you if he knows what's going on. Like, sister so-and-so, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. You need to submit to your husband. So because your inability to submit to your own husband, not only does that cause issues in the home, but that causes hindrances and growth in your own life, in your own prayers. So you can't be praying to God for God to change this and God to change that and God to open up these doors and all these other stuff that you be praying for, and you're not submitting to your husband. You're not honoring, and submission is just honoring him, respecting his authority, respecting his leadership as the household. You chose chose him. Like, let's remember, you chose him. He chose you. You chose him. Y'all chose each other, right? So that's the person you chose to marry. That's the person you said yes to. So if you were not ready at that time to allow him to take authority and leadership and headship over your household, you should not have married him. So at least give the man some type of respect and allow him to be head. If you have that, if that's a struggle for you, I get it, because it was a struggle for me and I'm still learning, to be honest with you. You know, if that's a struggle, go to the Word of God. Hey, Lady D, go to the Word of God and see what the Word of God says about submission. You can find that in Ephesians 5 or Ephesians 5, somewhere around there. It talks about the submission, and I believe in 1 Peter 3 or 1 Peter 1, I can't remember offhand. It talks about submission. So go to the Word of God and see what the Word of God says about that, and why it's so important to listen and submit to your own husband, not your first lady husband. Not that you don't expect authority figures, because you do and you're leaders, but you need to submit to your own husband first, okay? Number 8, y'all? Number 8, you don't keep up with your hygiene and other self-care or personal maintenance as you did before you get married. Let me tell you something. I see this all the time. Like, when women get married, now this is not my issue, because I like to look good. That's one thing I got right. But when women get married, they just tend to look like old heads. Old ladies. You don't fix your hair. You know what I'm saying? You don't dress up for the man. If you know the man like lingerie, get some lingerie. If you know the man wants you to do certain things, just do certain things. You know, if it's not jeopardizing your core values, who you are, your standards and things of that nature, do that for the man. Look good for him. Yeah, you get real comfortable and you think he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Okay. You better know. You better know, men are visual creatures. He married you because he was first attracted to you outside first. He was not attracted to your Jesus. He was not attracted to your heart. He didn't think, oh my gosh, she's so sweet and she's so kind and I've never met anybody so sweet and so kind. Girl, please get over yourself. Those things he learned about you after the fact, and those are just added values, but you better believe he likes what he sees on the outside. So even my husband, when he likes certain things about certain hairstyles or whatever, he'll tell me, oh honey, why don't you get your hair like this? And you know, I like it when you do this, and I'll do it. Not all the time, but you know, I'll do it, and I want to keep myself up. I want to smell good for my husband. So you around here stink and you ain't changing your clothes and you laying around in sweatpants all day and sweaty and all that carrying on, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you can't ever be comfortable when you're going to bed, but don't just look like a fool when you're going to bed. Like, I don't really wear bonnets when I go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this hairstyle, I really don't have to. I kind of just put it in a ponytail, which my husband on trip when I do wear bonnets. But, you know, I want to look as decent as I possibly can, and I want him to. So when he look crazy, I tell him, hey, you gotta look attractive for me as well, because I gotta look at you. So, all right, number 9, you still have a single woman mindset. You still have a single woman mindset. You do what you want to do when you want to do it. You hang out with your friends at leisure. You have your separate bank account, your little stash that he knows nothing about. You kind of just make your own decisions, and you never include him in any decision because you feel like your life is your life, my money is my money, and I can do whatever I want to do because this is my life, and I just allowed you to share this space with me. No, boo-boo. No, you're not single. Even when you're at work around your male counterparts, you know, you act single. You around here acting like you single. You all up in the guy face at work. Y'all going to lunch together. Oh, he just my coworker. No, boo-boo. You're married. Come on. You're married. Act like you're married. You know what I'm saying? Respect your marriage, even if your husband is not there, even if nothing is going on. What you don't want to do is allow any entryway of the enemy to come in and shut down anything or to destroy anything, because it only takes you and your husband having an argument or getting into a little altercation, or not a physical altercation, but a verbal altercation or something, and for you to go to work already pissed off at him, already mad at him, and hear Mr. John come and say, oh, I brought you breakfast today, you know, whatever the case may be, and you're accepting that like that's okay. That is not okay. It is not okay. It is not okay for you to hang around all your single friends all the time. Y'all going out, partying, drinking, happy hour, whatever y'all do. You know, that's not okay. It's not okay for you to give all your time and your attention to your single friends, you know, and leave your husband at bay. If anything, you know, I said with married women, it's okay that you have single friends, because I do as well. But you should have some married couples that you guys hang out with and that you do things with and you can converse with. You know what I'm saying? A single woman, for the most part, she's not really want to talk about your married stuff. You know, how to build marriage and how to grow your marriage and treat trade-off tips and stuff that you guys do. I'm just trying to tell you. So just be mindful of that. Okay. Number 9, you become mediocre and okay with average. You could become mediocre. And what that means basically is you don't want any change. You're okay with things being the way that they are. You're not looking for any type of growth opportunities in your life, in the relationship. You're just okay being mediocre. He's trying to excel and take the relationship, the marriage to another level, or your lives to another level. And you're just okay being mediocre. You're just okay being a teller or being a restaurant, working at Burger King or working at Walmart. I'm not saying anything is wrong with any of those places, but you don't want to grow. You don't want to do anything outside of the norm. And in fact, you might fear those things because you feel like you're not competent. Okay, so you don't want to be that. Number 10, is this 10? Number 10, you refuse to try new things. Here he is, a very explorative person, and he likes to do new things. He's an adventurous guy, and most guys are adventurous. They like to do activities, outside activities, and do this and do that and try new things. But you're always saying, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing I didn't do that when I grew up. I grew up in the city, or I grew up whatever. We didn't do that in my household. Be open-minded. Stop being so narrow-minded, you know what I'm saying? Because, if you guys are not compatible to some degree, I'm not saying everything is going to be the same, but you have to have some type of shared or commonality as it relates to your husband. So you want to just try new things, even if you don't like doing it. Like, my husband does not like going to the movies. Like, I love the movies. My son loved the movies. Like, it's just an experience for me, but he will go. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing he will do. He will go. So we do try things that we don't necessarily do, or that is not necessarily our norm. Exactly. We compromise and we still do it because we want to make the other person happy, right? That's when it comes to happiness. And we want to show them that we are fair. We're this is fair. We're in this marriage together, not just to get out what I want, not to just get out of it what I want out of it, but also to give as well. So if I can try something that's going to make you happy and is going to satisfy you, then absolutely I'll do that. Number 11, you refuse to accept his love language, learn or accept his love language. And I said that earlier. Absolutely. You don't want to learn his love language. You feel as if that you want him just to meet your needs, and you want him to know, like, okay, my love language is time, quality time, and gifts. That's two of my love languages, So you're more so concerned about him spending quality time with you and him giving you gifts, but you're not taking the time out to learn what his love languages are. And that's very important to do. If you guys have not read, even if you're single, you can read this, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Get that book, and that will break down different love languages that you and your husband have. And that way you can see, okay, that's why he don't budge when I do this. That's why he's just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's why he doesn't respond to you physically, sexually, emotionally, mentally, or otherwise. So you definitely need to know that so you can know how you guys can grow together, right? All right. Number 12. Am I on 12? 12, 13, 14, because I don't have a number yet. 12. You don't have a mind of your own. You're easily influenced by other people. You don't have a mind of your own. And this is a turnoff, because this says lack of confidence to you. This said, thank you. This says lack of confidence. This says that you are weak. This says that you can't think things through. This says that you are indecisive in your decision making. This says that you cannot carry the family anywhere because you can't even make up your mind. And the Word of God tells us that the double-minded man in James is unstable in all his ways, or a woman is unstable in all her ways. She shall receive nothing from the Lord. So the least thing you want to do or show your husband is that you can't make up your own mind, that you always need insight from somebody. Oh, I got to call my mom to see my mama think. Oh, I got to call my sister to see my sister think. Why you can't think for yourself? Learn to think for yourself. Hey, One Black Ruby, learn to go to the Word of God to see what the Word of God says about a situation. It's okay to receive wise counsel. That's not what I'm saying. But if you always have to receive wise counsel, if someone always has to tell you what to do and how to do it and help you make a decision, then that's a problem. Okay? Number 13. You are a blabbermouth. You complain and nag and fuss all day long. Thank you, Mika. I appreciate you, honey. You complain and fuss and nag all day long. The Bible says that a man would rather live on the rooftop of the house than to be in the house with a nagging woman. He would rather go into a desert, a dry desert or forest with nothing around him than to be in a house with a nagging woman. So if your husband is always running away from the home, and if he comes home late when you're already in bed, and he refused to kind of be around you most of the time, then maybe it's because you're naggy. Maybe it's because you're black. You're always talking. You're always just out of turn. Just always something always going on with you. You're drama. You got a lot of drama. And just to be honest with you, if you see the trend in previous relationships, even see the trend when you're around your family, they say, girl, you always got something going on. You're out of order. Okay, come on, honey. I'm just out of order. And he looking at you like, you know, men like peace. Again, we just talked about, you know, they deal with life. They have to deal with the whole world up against them. The last thing they want to do is you come, you didn't take the trash out. You didn't do that. And you didn't do that. You said you were going to do this. You said you were going to do. Just let them be. Let them be. Let me tell you, my husband's side of the bed, and he'll get me right. He know I'm telling you all this. Oh my God, his side of the bed, I hate his side of the bed. Like, he just has stuff all over there, right? But my side of the bed is like so neat and so, you know, just put together. So I used to complain about his side of the bed. And he's like, he would tell me, honey, this is my side of the bed. Like, why is my side of the bed bothering you? You know, like on the side where your nightstand and all that stuff is at. You know, I got to the point, like, you know what? He's right. That does not affect me. Why does his side of the bed affect me? So just things like that. You know, my husband is not a dishwasher. Like, he don't like washing dishes. And that used to bother me a lot because I don't like washing dishes either. But we came to a compromise. And I said, okay, honey, well, I'll buy a paper product. And he's the only person that eats out a regular dish. So even with my son, before he went to college, like me and him, we eat out plastic dishes, plastic plates, plastic cups, plastic everything. Girl, okay, plastic everything, and I would just cook. So maybe you have 2 or 3 pots to cook, and that was it. So I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? So those just different things like that. But don't complain. Oh, honey, why you wash the dishes? You keep piling up these dishes. Because my husband would just pile of dishes. He'll get a plate, put it in the sink. I'm like, well, who is going to wash this? What do you think I'm your human dishwasher? Like, what is your problem? But you know, we got over that, and it's all good. So you don't want to be that person. Okay, number 14. You are nasty. You're a nasty person. You don't clean your house. You don't clean your car. You just nasty. Let me tell you, even if a man is not the cleanest person, he does not want a nasty woman. Y'all see my face? He does not want a nasty woman. Clean up. Girl, okay. Your car look like your house. Okay. Clean up. Like, you got crumbs all over the place on your car, plates all over the place in your car, just things all in the car. That's just nasty. Then you go to your house nasty. So clean your house, clean your car. And sometimes he may not say nothing, but a man want to come home to a clean house. He does. You know, me and my husband are very busy, and sometimes I'll go, and he doesn't bother me. That's the thing. You know, I'll leave the dishes in the sink or whatever overnight, and he's cool. He's so totally cool. I thank God for that. I thank God he's not this husband that's, well, you need to wash the dishes. You need to mop the floor. You need to clean up in here. Like, he's totally not that husband. I think that could be kind of bad sometimes too, because he just got it the dog, like, you need to tell me to clean up. So anyway, but sometimes I'll go and not, you know, mop the floor in the 3 or 4 days that I should mop it and things of that nature, because our floor tracks a lot, especially in our kitchen. And it's like, I need to mop my floor. Like, the Holy Spirit will tell me, like, I'm not even lying, you guys. Like, you need to mop your floor. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, my husband was out of town for like 3 days. I'm like, oh, I'll just wait for him to come back. I'm telling my secrets. I was waiting for him to come back, but what I wanted to do, I wanted to make sure he came home. Come on. I wanted to make sure he came home to a clean house. You know what I'm saying? Right. On the last day, I didn't want him to, you know, he left and the floor was not, you know, where it needs to be. Then he come home, the floor is still not clean. Like, that's just wrong. Hey, beloved 44, that's just wrong. So I want to make sure I clean up. And I did. Okay. Number 15. Ooh, this one, you guys. You spend more time in church and doing church things rather than you do serving your husband. Ooh! Every time the church door open, you there. You at first service. You at second service. You go to Tuesday night Bible study. You go to Wednesday night worship. You go to Saturday morning prayer. Hey, that's Hey Shelly. You go to Saturday morning intercessory prayer. Every revival, you there. Every concert at the church, you there. Everything, you there. You there. Okay. Girl, that man would be like, okay, I love God too, but you doing too much. You are DTMing. You are doing the most. Let me tell y'all something. You doing those church things, that does not tell God you love him, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? You telling God you love him and you having a relationship with God is just that. You living the life every single day. So even when Paul said, you know, if you want to do single things, you better stay single. But if you ready to do married things and be committed to your marriage, some things you're not going to be able to do. So you can't, unless y'all going to church together, which I don't even think that's healthy. Y'all always going to church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You know what I'm saying? You need some time outside of that and to spend time with one another. You know what I'm saying? The Bible does not say church is first. It says your marriage is your first ministry. Your marriage is even before your church. Your marriage is even before you even if you're a servant, In your church, your marriage comes before that. So if your husband, for whatever reason, tells you that he don't want you to serve on that Sunday because he has some special plan or whatever, you got to listen to your husband. You should listen to your husband. You know, hopefully he'll give you time in advance to let you know, because that's happened to me. My husband has had something planned, and I'm like, he'll check with me like, honey, you got to serve because I really want us to do, you know, something special. So you got to make sure you're staying attentive. You're not just in the church doors and, you know, just in church all the time. And for what? You know, is that helping your marriage? Tell me. Is that helping your marriage? Is it growing your marriage? Y'all in church getting a whole bunch of information, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, how's that positively impacting your marriage? So you definitely want to have balance. You want to have a happy medium. You know, you guys go to church on Sunday, of course, your Bible study and things of that nature. And some things keep the wick okay. And when things are going on, revivals and stuff like that, you know, you pick and choose what today. You can be committed to your church, but you have to be committed to your husband. So don't choose church and church activities over your household, because you will be so busy trying to build God's kingdom, and your marriage is falling apart. You're so busy doing God work, and your marriage is falling apart. Okay? And we don't want to do that, because marriage is divine order. You know, God is going to choose that over you going to church every single day. So you want to make sure that you're not so busy doing church things. Yeah. You're not so busy doing church things, and you're keeping your husband home. Number 16, you play hard to get and hard to keep happy. Oh my God. Nothing a man does makes you happy. You're a bitter woman. That's what that is. You are a bitter woman. If nothing this man does, as hard as he tries, you say you want flowers, he buy you flowers. You say you like chocolates, he surprise you with chocolates. You say you like this, he try to surprise you and just do little things. You know what I'm saying? If he goes out all the time and he decides to stay home on the weekend, you don't even appreciate that. You fussing and yelling because something's not done. You know, just little things. Look for sudden things that happen and sudden things that he does. You subtle things that he does to make you happy or to try to make the marriage better. Because again, he's not going to change overnight. So if there are things about him that you don't necessarily feel comfortable with or you don't like per se, stop trying to change him. But you know, you can share with him and let him know. And then when you see him doing little things, you know what I'm saying, let him know. Notice that, honey, I'm so glad you were home. Like, my husband works a lot. He's an entrepreneur, so he works all for himself. He works a lot. If he don't work, he does not get paid. So he's constantly growing his business. But he'll take a moment out because he knows when he gets too busy. And I'm like, okay. He knows when he gets too busy. We'll have to take a moment out and say, okay, let's refill and refuel one another, and let's connect with one another. And I appreciate that. And I am sure to tell him that I appreciate that. Honey, I thank you so much for canceling that meeting. I thank you so much for shifting around your schedule, or whatever the case may be. Let him know, you know, because if you're not noticing those little things, like, why would he be encouraged to do that? Why would he be encouraged to try to make you happy when everything he tries still isn't good enough? Like, he is never going to be good enough for you. And that's an individual problem. That's not his problem. That's an individual problem. Because again, you're looking to him to just be that filler for you and just to make you so extremely happy. And he's not necessarily capable of doing that. Although there are things that he can do, he's not necessarily capable of doing that. Okay, number 17, right, Mika? Number 17, you're a drama queen. You're a drama queen. Your attitude is a turn off. Drama. Everything about you is drama. You're always into something. Always he say, she say. Always fussing with the kids. Always fussing with him. Always fussing with your mom. Ooh, you and your mom can't get along. You and your siblings can't get along. You always saying they make me sick. It's because of them and this, that, and the other. And this is why that, not, and the next. Like, that is a turn off. He looking at you like you should be the peace giver. Okay, you should be the peace giver. You should try to put things in order. You should try to put things in a right perspective. Like, you shouldn't be the person that's causing or fueling the drama. And if that's you, that turns him off. That is so annoying. You always caught up in some mess. You know, all your friends, something wrong with all your friends. Something wrong with everybody that's around you. Okay, hello, honey. If you are the common denominator, maybe there's something wrong with you. Maybe there are some things that you need to do or change and work on in your own life as to why there's an issue all the time. Okay. Number 18, you're not willing to change to become better. And I could also could have put that with the mediocre, but you're not willing to do anything to make yourself better. Even when we're talking about self-development and growth, like, you don't want to do anything that's going to make you a better person. You're not trying to do anything that's going to make you a better person. You're just kind of stuck in the moment. You're stuck in your season. You're stuck and stagnate in your growth. And what that tells him is that he can't grow with you. Because let me tell you, I said this, I think it's yesterday or whatever day. I always used to wonder why celebrities, pick celebrities to date or to marry, or why rich people, wealthy people, successful people pick successful, rich, and wealthy people to date and to marry. It's because they have a commonality. They have something in common. They're growing together. They're doing things every single day, throughout their life to be better. So you don't want to get into a mode when you see your husband, growing and doing things and being better, and you know what I'm saying, and he's going to another level, and you kind of just sitting there looking stupid. Come on, you don't want to do that. You definitely don't want to do that. Number 19. I think I skipped one, y'all. Blabbermouth. You're nasty. You exclude him. You exclude him. It's me, myself, and I. It's me, myself, and I. Poor man don't have he doesn't even feel like he's fitting in your life. And that's dangerous because again, you got Susie at work, his job. You got Tamika at his job. You got Crystal at his job. You got Marissa at his job, and they're just making him feel like the king of the castle. And they're just your wife don't tell you about that? Or your wife doesn't include you in her, whatever. So include him in your future. Let him know that he is a part of your future. Let him know that if he was not a part of your future, if he was not your husband, then you wouldn't want to do life on his own. It's not that you're lying, but you're just trying to let him know like how important his role is in your life. Like you need him. You need him to be a part of your life. You need him to survive. You need him to do good and to prosper. Like you need him to be that protector, to be that overseer in your home. Like you need him and you appreciate him for being that. So don't ever make him feel like he doesn't fit into your little equation of life. And a lot of successful women do that. We're so quick to feel as if we create our own success. We build our own empire and you're just kind of fitting in where you get in. Never ever make him feel like that. Always let him know, show him as much as you can that he is included in your life. And number 20, the big one. You withhold sex from him when you in a bad mood or when you in your feelings. That's a no-no. That's a complete no-no. The super worst thing that you can do is deny your husband of his sexual needs. That's the worst thing you can do. The Bible talks about that your body belongs to him. His body belongs to you. At no time should you withhold sex from your husband unless you agree. And even in that agreement, that should be for a short period of time because you don't want to cause anything else to pop off. You don't want to allow the entryway for the enemy to come in and, you saying, I ain't giving him none. And, I ain't giving him none. And he better learn this and he better learn that. And that's what that control, that nasty attitude, all that stuff work together. Never make your husband feel like he has to beg you for sex. Never make your husband feel like he has to pay you for sex. Never make your husband feel like he is not worth sexual satisfaction from you. That's the worst thing that you can do. So have that conversation. Okay, if you're not somebody else, well, and guess what, ladies? I don't care how saved he is. I don't care how much he loves God and how much he speaks in tongues. Like, if you're not fulfilling he has needs, and as you do too, but we're talking about you. So satisfy his needs. Be there for him sexually. If he needs you in that way, y'all have a discussion how many times a week or whatever y'all need to do it or what's comfortable for y'all, but make sure you're doing it. Make sure you're doing it. Give that man some and don't make him beg. Don't make him pay for it and don't make him feel like he's not worth you. And I know premarital sex has a part to play in that and emotions and all of that other stuff, but just do it. Get a man some, y'all be happy, and y'all go and have life together. Now, if you have an issue and other things are going on to where you can't fulfill him sexually or, it's just, it's hard for you because things that you've dealt with and you have gone through, then you may need to get help in that area. You may need to get some professional counseling or to deal with your own internal issues so you can please your husband sexually. So that's all I have for y'all. 57 minutes. Well, about 50 minutes, right? Whoop, whoop. That's our relationship marriage scope. Every Saturday is for our relationship marriage scope. I used to come on a little earlier, but just depending on how my Saturday is, because really, guys, I have a lot going on Saturdays sometimes, and I still want to do it. So the earlier time sometimes does not work for me, but I'll always try to notify you if you are following me on social media. If you're not following me on social media, make sure you're connected to our DMI Fabulous I Am page. Thank you, sis. I appreciate it. Mika, can you put that page up there? DMI Fabulous I Am page. Make sure you're following that page, and I always notify everyone on that page when I'm about to go to Scope. And make sure you're just following me on Scope, because if you're following me on Scope, you're going to get my notifications as to when I go on. And I also want to let you guys know, if you saw yourself in any of these 20 attraction killers that I talked about on this evening, we have a book. Thank you so much, sweetheart. We have a book that the Proverbs 31 devotion is a transformation process according to Proverbs for the next 31 days. And what I can guarantee you that is, if you read this book, if you meditate on this book, you will become a better wife. I can promise you that. You'll become a better person. You become a better woman. You become a better leader. You become a better mother. So you can definitely go to detourmovement.org. I think it's $14.99 for the book. Detourmovement.org, $14.99 for the book. I'm not sure how much the Kindle version is, but you'll have to go on Amazon to get that. But I admonish you, it's 31 devotions, and you read this thing every single day. Align it also with the Proverb 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever day you're on, and I guarantee you that you'll become a better wife. And I'm just going to read the back for you just a bit. As women, we will make countless decisions during the course of our life, whether it is deciding if we should get married and deciding if that guy is the right guy, having children now or in the future, raising our children the world's way or God's way, joining the right church or ministry, how and where to invest our money, purchasing a home and our car, and the list goes on, right? Yes, $8.99, $9.99. Okay, thank you, Mika. The list goes on. Our decisions will range in order of our importance and impact and how it will affect our overall life. Some decisions will be life-changing, while others will have little to no effect. Regardless of the decision, seeking wise and godly counsel will prevent us from making impromptu decisions that will allow us to gain a better understanding of our situations and circumstances, so that our decisions are based on wisdom and godly principles. So this book is all about teaching you wisdom and godly principles as it relates to as a wife, because we are a decision maker in the marriage as well. One important lesson this devotion shares is that a Proverbs 31 woman is one who operates in wisdom in her daily decision making, and her character exemplifies that of God. The book of Proverbs is full of wisdom and discipline. It was designed to help us to live a practical life while teaching us what is right, how to obey and reverence God through his word. And there's some more on here. We have some testimonials on here as well. So go get this book, you guys. Again, go to detourmovement.org, or you can go to Amazon and put in Jill and Treal, the transformation process according to Proverbs, and it will pull up for you. So I want you to be blessed. And again, I said on another scope, like, some of you are a book away from a breakthrough, and this may be the book for you. So go get the book. So until next time, I'll be back on Monday. Monday will be day 26 of our Speak Life Challenge. Day 26, I'll be on at 7 o'clock. And on Monday, let's see what Monday is about. You should do a scope on intimacy, sex, and marriage. Oh, I will. I sure will. Day 26 is I have compassion toward other people, toward all people. So we're going to talk about compassion. Like, what does that mean? What does that look like? And how we express that as believers toward other people, even those people that we don't necessarily like or get along with or don't like us, because sometimes that can be hard. You know, we're quick to say we love Jesus and we exemplify Jesus, but when it comes to stuff that are uncomfortable for us, we don't operate in that way. So we're going to talk about that on Monday. So I'll see you on Monday. Thank you so much, Mika. I'll see you guys on Monday. I hope you have an enjoyable weekend. We're celebrating my sister's birthday on tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. And I hope you guys have something planned, church and whatever else that you may have, or went to church today, and other things tomorrow that you have planned. So hopefully you have a fulfilled weekend, and I'll see you back on Monday. All right. Love you all so much. You have a good night. Bye-bye.